Hey YouTube, how's it going? I haven't done a gun review video in a little while, so I thought I would do another one for you. This one today is going to be about my Mossberg 702 plinkster. So I'll just give you guys just a quick look here. It does have these low-end, entry-level fiber optic sights, composite stock, and a nice cushy recoil pad. Not sure why Mossberg decided to put a nice cushy recoil pad on a little 22, but they did. So as usual, I'll just do a quick check, show you guys that there's nothing in the chamber, and the magazine is empty. So I picked up this little plinkster here a few months ago, and it was on sale at my local gun shop, and I thought, well, why not? Little 22. I have other nicer 22s, and I thought, well, this one was relatively inexpensive. I only paid, it was under $200, $189 maybe, after taxes, and I'm walking out the door. So I thought, why not? Let's take it home. Let's try it. You know, my kids can use it, the wife can use it, and why not? We'll have some fun with it. And so I've only taken it out. I took it out once. I ran like 2 magazines through it, just to see how it functioned, and it, for what it is, I can't really complain. It ran like it should. I had no failures to feed, no failures to eject. For an under $200 gun, it's okay. Mossberg does import these. These are imported by Mossberg. They're made in Brazil, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Rossi is the manufacturer, I believe, that makes these in Brazil. I could be wrong, but I think it's Rossi. Some things about the gun. It does have built-in 3/8 dovetail mounts right on the top there. If you guys can see that, they're built. It's right on the top of the receiver. So as usual with a lot of 22s, your 3/8 dovetail rings and small scopes will work just fine. The magazines, all metal. 7 rounds. When I ran it, when I briefly ran the gun there, just after I got it, I had no failures to feed, no failures to eject. It didn't jam. There was none of those issues at all. And the gun does lock up tight when you put the magazine in. It locks up tight. So, and to take the magazine out, you just push forward on the mag release and pull it out. It's a little tight, but the gun's basically new, so I'm sure that that'll break in over time. Magazines are relatively inexpensive. I think I bought a second. I did buy a second magazine. I think I only paid, I want to say it was about $15, so not too unreasonable. The triggers on these are, they're not fantastic. I mean, they're not horrible, but I mean, it's obviously it's not a Timony, right? So there's a little bit of take up, but again, I'm not going to get too picky about a sub 200 plinking rifle. So trigger does work. It's just fine. No, it's not an Aki trigger. No, it's not a higher end Timony type trigger. But for what it is, it works just fine. So don't worry about that. The sights, the rear optic sights. You guys can see there's one there, and then there's the front post there. These are low end entry level fiber optics. These are not True Glow. These are not Williams types, fiber optic sights. These are just, budget entry level. They do have adjustments. There's 2 adjustments for windage and elevation. And the front hood on these, that front hood can be taken off if you don't want it. I've just left it on because that's just, it's there, good enough. But other than that, the fiber optics do work. I only took this gun out to about 50. I think it was about 50 yards. And the fiber optics were good enough that I was able to get some decent groups at 50 yards. Freehand, right? I mean, there was no bench rest or none of that. I was just standing at the table. So good enough for me. I mean, all we're doing with this is likely sort of your weekend plinking, and I might take this out maybe and do some rabbit hunting or some grouse hunting. But I don't have any major big plans for this. It's it was just a cheap entry level gun, and had some money burning a hole in my pocket and thought, why not? It's good for kids. This gun is small. It's a smaller type gun. So I mean, if you've got a smaller statured person in your family or a friend, or like I said, kids, this would probably work out well for them. It is definitely smaller, which is okay. Other than that, guys, you know what? For what these are, they're okay. They're really nothing. They're nothing high end, but you'll get just as much use out of it as you would, some of the other, lower end entry level 22s, and I'm sure it'll work out just fine for most. Again, I didn't have any issues. I had no ejection issues, no failures to feed or function. It ran just fine. I put 2 magazines through it, like I said. It was all 40 grain round nose, that bulk stuff you buy at your local hardware stores and sporting goods stores, and it ran just fine. So if you're thinking about getting one, if you can, hell, I don't even know if you can still find them, if they're still at stores with all the crazy gun buying we got going on in society right now. But if you can find one, grab one. I don't think they're going to be very expensive. This one wasn't. So if you can find one, get one. Enjoy it. I don't know what kind of longevity you'll get out of these. Again, they're made in Brazil, and yeah. I mean, when you get it and you hold it, I mean, you definitely get the sense that this was not, they didn't spend a whole lot of time on really putting it, to make it high end and fancy, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, not every gun has to be high end and fancy, but let's make sure we keep expectations with this gun probably right where they need to be, So, other than that, if you can get one, do it, enjoy it, you'll have fun with it, and I know I'm going to enjoy this one. So, other than that, that's all I got to say, and I will let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.